When I was 19, I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression, and I became suicidal as a result of that. I kept it all to myself, and then when I finally couldn't keep to myself anymore, I started speaking to my mates, to my family members, just to people who were around me, people who showed that they cared, and that made all the difference. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mates, and I think that's something everyone can do for their mates.
I think the message of "Are you okay?" and "Are you really okay?" is really pertinent at the moment, particularly because people might be carrying a lot of emotion themselves. I think it's really, a vital message that we all at the moment take that time to check in with each other, because we are isolated, and see how we are really going. And the "Are you okay?" research was really vital in promoting that. Having those conversations and having them early helps people to feel more connected, to feel more supported, and to feel better about their situations.
One of the things that happens for me as a small business owner is that it can be incredibly lonely, and then amplified so much more because of a pandemic becomes a really stressful experience.
I guess to me, the importance of "Are they really okay?" ask them today is that if you're not sure or there's something that doesn't seem right, reach out. When we are at our lowest point, we're so good at hiding it. People say, but what if they say I'm okay? And if you're not sure, well, just ask them again. And just say, look, I am worried about you. I'm not convinced, or I'm just concerned. So ask the question, are you really okay? And look them in the eye when you ask them. That's where you'll get an answer.
First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people in Australia experience some of the highest suicide rates. A lot of our population can be in regional and remote areas and don't always have access to the service providers and support services that other locations might have. It's really important that we as Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander peoples are looking out for one another. We're having this "Are you okay?" conversation in our communities, around our kitchen tables, our campfires, and just really making sure that we're checking in on one another.
If I see my mates are a lot more withdrawn, if they're not coming to events that they normally would come to, they're not doing things that they love, like exercising and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't take much to say, "Hey, are you really okay?" And then when you chime in with them, if they're ready to talk, then they will. And if they're not, they'll still appreciate the gesture.
My word for the year has been relentless. It just feels relentless. And how I get through that is really just surrounding myself with people who are champions. We're so well aligned in our own values, and I think that whole ethos of checking in on people and genuinely ask the question, "Are you really okay?" allows for that space to go, well, actually.
It's really important to ask, "Are you okay?" in your own way. The way that we have conversations can differ, but really understanding the person that you're asking and being on that journey with them. So that's why when we talk about asking the question, you got to do it in your way, but the 4 simple steps to asking, "Are you okay?" which is number 1, ask. Number 2, listen. Number 3, encourage action. And number 4, check back in. So having an "Are you okay?" conversation can be continuous. It's really important that we don't just have a one-off conversation and then let it go, especially when we know that something's happening with somebody.
Are they really okay? Ask them today.
Because a conversation could change a life.